Before we start this week's Championship Chatter, we do want to pay our respects to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, who sadly passed away, as we all know. She's done a lot more good than harm, and I think the royal family, they need time to grieve. The country needs time to grieve because she's the only monarch we've ever known. So I think it's the least we can do to just have a moment's respect. Welcome to Championship Chatter here on Pitch Football. My name is Jonny.
And I'm Jonno.
And we will be talking all things Championship heading into this weekend's fixtures because the football is back.
It's back.
We've had a little hiatus, obviously, to pay respects to Her Majesty. Some interesting results on this midweek to go over before we get into anything else, really, isn't there?
Well, there's one or two results that stand out.
But no, before we get into that, please do download the Pitch Football app. Please do get in the comments, it helps us out a lot. And don't forget to get involved. This is not just our discussion, it's your discussion. So get down in them comments and join in. Jonno, let's get straight into it, shall we?
Okay.
Blackburn beat Watford 2-0, and I think Watford is in meltdown.
Don't say that, I backed them to go up.
They are. Listen to their fans, they're in absolute fucking meltdown. It's like Elton John's died or something.
Don't say that.
It is. It's like Elton John's decided, I'm not a Watford fan anymore. It's like everybody's like suddenly grown down. It's like it's the end of the world to them that they've lost a fucking another game.
He can come to be a Blade if he wants.
I'll take that.
I love Elton.
I like a bit of Elton.
Best thing that come out of Watford.
I'm not even touching that with a barge pole.
Don't.
News just in, Jonno hates Watford. But no, 2-0 loss to Blackburn. Blackburn firing back, trying to keep their promotion hopes alive.
We revenge, I think.
I know. I think we set them off.
Are they second now? Third
in the league table. Making a comeback, making a strong case for promotion. Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought it based on performance against us.
Are we just that good, or were they just that bad on the day?
I'm going to say they were that bad on the day. Just to save face a little bit.
Another one. Stoke with their new manager.
Why?
3-0 win at Hull. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean,
is the start of an era? No, it's not. It's just Hull.
I mean, it's Hull, innit? Let's be fair.
Who can't beat Hull?
Who can't beat Hull? But no, it meant to be like walking into the gates of hell when you go to Hull, according to their chairman. That worked out, didn't it? Ever since he said that, we've gone there, stuffed them. Stoke have gone there and stuffed them. But no, is it a good sign for Alex Neil? Is his campaign off to a strong start? Can they start climbing that table?
No, it's only one win.
Not confident, are you?
I'm not, because I don't rate him as a manager much. I think he got not playing right well. I thought he's had a decent start to the season. I think he's just a Judas leaving Sunderland.
Judas bastard.
Now, that's a lot of respect for him, so I hope he fails at Stoke. No offence to Stoke, just whether you all went for him and if
you're on one today, Jonno. You hate Watford. You hate Stoke.
I hate Watford. I just said Elton John's the best thing to come out of Watford.
Oh dear. Cardiff 3-0 at half time against Middlesbrough.
Shout result.
At Middlesbrough. I think I saw it on Twitter. I think the official Borough Twitter account put, we've got a lot to do in the second half. And at first reply underneath, like, a lot to do? Okay, now that's an understatement. It's like putting an apprentice bricklayer in charge of building Great Wall of China. I thought it was fucking brilliant. They came back, they gave a good account, they got 2 goals back, they were pushing, but...
He still got 2 assists for Cardiff and all.
But
Callum Robinson, back to haunt his old gaffer who swapped him for Ollie Burke. I'd be a bit pissed off and all.
If Callum Robinson's getting 2 assists against you, you fucking wank. Callum Robinson is shite. He's fucking
I didn't even know he
shite.
went to Cardiff.
I don't care where he goes, he's still fucking shite.
I thought he was like best player ever for West Brom.
No, he's fucking shite. Just shite. Just don't care what he said, come at me, he's shite. Absolute sheet, shite, shigger, shut, shit. That's what he is.
Scheisen.
Scheisen. But that's Ollie Burke, he's playing in Germany.
Scheisse.
But Borough, they tried to have a comeback, but again, they do seem to be having a bit of a struggle.
I mean, we have utmost respect for Chris Wilder and what he's done. Every club so far that he's been at, he's succeeded.
Yeah.
Why can't he do it at Borough?
We're going to go into it a bit later on, obviously have a bit of a deep dive into that, but at the moment it's just safe to say Borough are struggling. Last game I'm going to talk about, what was scoring Wales last night?
Wales.
Wales.
It could have been Swansea. They lost 1-0.
Who did they lose to?
Sheffield United.
Why? Because we are top of the league. Say we are top of the league.
You're never going to get bored of that, are you?
Yeah. When a team doesn't have a good game and still nicks a last-minute winner, that shows true quality. And we didn't deserve to win that game last night. It was a snatch and grab. I'm not scared to admit it. It was a snatch and grab.
We hammered them. Should have won 4-0.
Shut the fuck up. We were terrible.
Yeah, we were terrible. And how we won that, I do not know. Yeah. Swansea could have easily been 2 or 3-0 up.
That's worse we played all season. We missed 2 good chances, admittedly, but they missed quite a lot. And okay.
They tried to walk it in there a couple of times. Just pulled trigger.
In fact, no, I wouldn't say we were shit. We were shit going forward. And we
were shaky in defence.
I don't know,
because not seen.
Defending bailed us out a lot as well last night, though.
It did, but they got into them positions through bad defending.
Yeah, so they recovered well.
Yeah.
They recovered well. So we didn't play shit, we just weren't at our best, I think it's
fair play to Swansea, they did play well. They don't look like a team that are full front bottom.
They don't, but they lost again, so.
and we won there for a change.
Moving on into more detail, let's talk about Middlesbrough. Chris Wilder, brilliant manager, brilliant track record. I say a lot. No disrespect to our manager who's doing really well. On paper, I still think he's the best manager in the Championship, but he's not getting it out of Middlesbrough, is he?
No, I mean, we all know what Wilder are like, and he does get face on quite easily. He didn't get the players that he wanted in transfer window, and he'll probably put it down to that. He didn't get the players he wanted in transfer window. I'm going to say he's a plan A man, and he doesn't like to use a plan B. If he's got a plan B, it's just he's not one for changing things up.
No.
And I think they might need to up at Borough.
I think they have made some smart signings. They've still got a paper thin squad. I look at it, and I see it as a situation where, as much as it were Wilder made it out to be a marriage made in heaven, I don't think it is. I think Middlesbrough's another one of them teams that's got divine ambitions of grandeur. I think they're bigger than they are, like most North East clubs.
Ooh, cheap shot.
Cheap, well, they are. Look at Newcastle. They think they're fucking Man U. Well, they haven't fucking won.
Who would want to be Man U at the moment?
Well, you know what I mean. History-wise, they think they've got a divine right to be something special because they get 70,000 at home, you know, in a one fucking city, one club city. They're not. They've never been special. Sunderland, they think they're special. They think they're one of the best supported clubs in the world. It's a fucking one club city. Middlesbrough, fucking same. They all think they're bigger than they are. And they have had mild, and I said it's very, very, very common, mild success. More than we have in recent times, more than likely, a lot of the teams. But we know what we are. We're not going to disillusion ourselves and think we're some mighty big team. And I think that Wilder went into a team that expects a bit too much straight away. Whereas before, he's gone into underdog teams and succeeded with him. I think he's walked into a team that expects rather than walking into a team that is an underdog.
Yeah,
and I don't think
it's
that
new
works.
territory for him as well, for not having a good start with a team as well. So he's got a bit to do, and he's not used to this bad start.
Well, Wilder sometimes does start badly and then he recovers. Look, us in League One when we won it with 100 points, we started badly.
First 3 games we'll start badly.
First 4.
Well, first 4 we're still like 9th game now.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. It's new territory in that sense. But like season we went up for Premier League, we didn't start that season particularly well. So you can't just say. I just don't think it's a match. I don't see it. No. I don't see him doing well there. I think he'd be really, really, really successful.
I'm sure you said that Middlesbrough were one of the favourites to club.
I thought they were. I thought they were. But looking at it now, objectively, if I'm going to pick holes at why it's not working, this is my working theory, if you please.
Yeah.
But I think it'd do well at somewhere like Blackburn.
I think.
Yeah. I do. It's an underdog. It's a dark horse. Bristol.
Well, at the moment, he might be looking for another job because I don't think Middlesbrough will have the patience with him.
No, I don't. I don't. Look, they kept Warnock around for a long time. He was shit with him. They let him go and brought Wilder in. I just see it as a club that just expects too much straight away, and that puts added pressure onto it, where maybe it's not succeeding, maybe players aren't mentally strong enough, maybe it's not down to Wilder, maybe players he's brought in are just mentally weak.
They may as well go for Slavisa next, aren't they?
Oh,
Since they've had all our ex-managers.
Yeah. But maybe it's the players that are mentally weak and it's nothing to do with the management. How do you gauge it?
I don't know, because they finished last season very well, so it's not our problem, is it?
No, it isn't.
It's not our problem, we're sat top at least.
No, I think he'd do better at a Blackburn or another dark horse like Bristol, which we'll talk about now. Who thought they'd been here top of the league after last season?
I mean, Bristol...
I know it's 6, but it's like they're still fighting.
I always rate Bristol. They seem to be there. They seem to fall off halfway through mid-season. They're always a tough team to beat, from when I can remember us playing them anyway.
I can see them being a dark horse.
And that Vyman, how he's stopped at Bristol for all this time, I don't know, because I think he's an absolute quality striker. They've got Semenyo, who's popping up with goals.
They're a good team. I don't like Pearson. I think he's a dickhead, but he gets success with teams, especially at this level. I think they could be a dark horse to go up. Not top 2, but playoffs. They could be this season's Luton, but take it a step further.
I wouldn't say they're underdogs though, like a Luton.
No, not underdogs, but a dark horse, I think, is the best way to describe
Probably
it.
a team that you wouldn't think could be up there.
Yeah, you saw him as...
Wouldn't be surprising it hasn't seen Luton.
No. You saw him at the beginning of the season as like a lower mid-table team, didn't you? Because I know I certainly did. Hull, the League of Nations, with their 60... I think the only team that's ever signed more players than Hull's fucking Forest. Like 60,000 new players from a host of different countries, internationals, players that are bedded in,
squad
creative players. They on paper they should be fucking running away with league, and they're absolutely wank. I know they've got a lot of injuries. I know that players aren't fit. Maybe the system's not working. Maybe it's down to the gaffer not picking the right players. But what's going on? This feel-good factor, this welcome to hell, this fucking attitude that they've got, and it's fallen off.
I mean, they've got a couple of our old youth academy players in Tyler Smith and Regan Slater. You like to see them do well. It's I don't know. They've just tried to get too many players to gel so quickly for me. And
don't help when a lot of them are injured as well.
Well, no, definitely not.
They signed that Traore and he's not even fit till January.
How's he pass a medical?
Fuck knows. But it stings. I'm not really bothered. Don't like Hull. Don't like the players. Don't like the fans. There's a few fans I like. Ant's a good lad. I don't like the fans that we have to sit next to when we go there. Let's put it that way. But no, it's just a club that you thought on paper they'd probably do well. I didn't think they'd go up. I thought they'd go one or two ways. I thought they'd either be down in relegation zone or fight for top 2. And at the moment they're not. They're just there. They just exist.
Not mauling many people, are they?
No, not at all. Not mauling many people. Grr. Let's go around the fans and get some perspective from them.
Another pretty shocking evening for the Albion, but this one felt a bit different, to be honest. While in other games we can say we've been unlucky, maybe a bit profligate in front of goal, and everything that the opposition has hit has gone in, a lot of long range shots, that wasn't the case tonight. We gave Birmingham 3 goals, 2 of them utterly embarrassing defending. What Carl Bartley is doing for the third, I don't know, and how David Button gets beaten at his near post from that angle is absolutely beyond me. We've got Ben Foster training in the building with us. He hasn't got a club at the moment. Get him in, give him the gloves. We need a new goalkeeper. And Carl Bartley, that was not the performance of somebody who should be wearing the captain's armband. That was appalling, embarrassing, a bit of a disgrace. That being said, I personally will never ever condone fans booing one of their own players, and that happened loudly tonight after the third goal of Bartley's every touch until he was substituted. It's not behaviour I ever want to see, and whilst I completely get the frustration with Bartley's performance because it was abysmal and not befitting of somebody wearing the shirt, I'm never going to get behind booing of our own players. We are 20th in the league. We shouldn't be. We've been a lot better than that, but we weren't better than that tonight. That was the performance of a team who deserves to be 20th in the league. It was not good. There's only really Jed Wallace and Brandon Thomas-Asante, who was superb off the bench, by the way, who come out of that game with any real credit. Jed Wallace comes out of every game with credit because he's just brilliant. He works his socks off, but the rest of them is pretty poor. And it doesn't get any easier. We go to Norwich on Saturday, Norwich away. We need a result. Steve Bruce desperately needs a result. 1 win out of 10 games. It's not enough. It's not good enough, and it has to change, and it has to change now.
All right, you lot, it's Mike the Watford fan here, and yes, I look, sound and feel about as good as Watford were last night, which unfortunately for me and unfortunately for you watching is not very good at all. Yeah, Watford absolutely lamentable in a 2-0 defeat away at Blackburn last night. We've been waiting for Watford to start games faster, quicker, to get on the front foot much earlier in games. Rob Edwards himself has said it's something that needs to change. Well, last night it was even worse, if anything. The first half was complete write-off from a Watford point of view. The only bright spot, ironically, came was when Ismail Assar went off and Keenan Davis came on. He looked to give Watford a little bit more focus. But really, the entirety of that first 45 minutes, it was a disgrace, really, from a Watford point of view. The Blackburn opening goal, far too easy. Watford's 3 centre-backs all at sea, just making it far too easy. And before then, Dan Backman had to make a couple of good saves to keep Watford in it and to keep the scores level. Second half, Watford did improve, but really, did they ask enough of the Blackburn goalkeeper? No, I think Watford had 2 shots on target throughout the whole game, which tells its own story. And yet again, there's more questions than answers about this Watford side. They aren't gelling. Oh, that's not me getting emotional. A little frog in my throat. I told you it wasn't very well. But there's more questions than answers. They just aren't gelling. Defensively, they look all at sea. They're unable to transition from front to back. They're unable, really, for large parts of games, to string a couple of passes together. The simplicity of Blackburn's first goal was sort of a bit of an eye-opener. It's like, oh, look what can be achieved when you actually pass the ball, move forward, get it wide and then put it into the box. It's Watford are, at the moment, unable to do the simple things, and it's a massive, massive concern. Of course, we all know how Watford owners act when things get a little bit itchy, twitchy. So all eyes on them, all eyes on Rob Edwards, and already I think there's pressure on Watford's head coach if they don't get a decent result against Sunderland on Saturday, which I can't believe I'm saying it again. It's tiresome, it's dispiriting. But what I will say is that Watford probably aren't that far away from being quite a good fun team to watch. They have got squad, they have got talent in the squad. They just need to click. Whether it's going to happen anytime soon, your guess is as good as mine. I'm off for a bit of Lemsit. Cheers!
Hi everyone, it's Jordan from Turfcast Podcast here to give you my thoughts and opinions after Burnley's draw in the Lancashire derby at Deepdale against Preston on Tuesday, and looking ahead to this weekend's game against Bristol City. Just looking at the Tuesday game, we're just leaving feeling frustrated. I think teams have not necessarily figured us out, but teams know that if they sit back against us and just refuse to play, which is what Preston did, they just refused to play, then we're going to struggle to break them down. And it does feel a bit rich as a Burnley fan, sort of like saying, oh, teams need to come out a bit more, so I'm not going to say that. But, it would be nice. Preston have got a very, very good defence, though. Teams have tried to do it before. Teams have sat back and just said, all right, break us down, and we have managed to break them down. Millwall being a perfect example of that. They just sat back, didn't really want to do anything going forward. Eventually, we managed to get the win. We got a couple of goals against Millwall on that night. But I think the frustrating thing is against Preston was it was set up brilliantly for us because we got the early goal, so that forces Preston to then come out a little bit, but then they get a response pretty quickly after the goalkeeper slipped. It's just one of them things. So and then they just sat right back again. If the game went on and it got to like the 60th minute and Preston needed a goal, that would have played into our hands, but they just refused to come out, and they got the point and the game plan worked, so you can't really complain too much. I do sometimes feel like we're just missing an out and out proper number 9 striker. Now, we have Jay Rodriguez, and I do think he'll get 20 goals this season, but I don't know why. My main worry is I don't know why the new lad from Brentford, whose name I'm going to absolutely butcher here, is Davis Hoglund. He's coming on loan. I don't know why he didn't bring him on the pitch after around 60 minutes, because we were struggling. Preston was sitting back, and in the second half we just sort of like, it was just all like, just a lot of all fart no smell is the phrase that we like to use on Turfcast. It just felt like a lot of that, and I was just a little bit worried that teams are going to see stuff like that and think, okay, well, Burnley will struggle to break teams down. But, you know, the positive points are we defended well again. Not that Preston offered much going forward, but the very little that we did, we defended quite well. The two lads that came on, Bayer and Zahori, another name that I've probably got wrong, they look bright coming on. Nathan Teller's injury isn't looking too bad because he came off against Preston, so to look ahead to Bristol as well. It's a perfect bridge, that, isn't it? Nathan Teller has been probably one of our best, if not the best player so far this season, up there with Martin and Taylor Harewood-Bellis for me, and Jack Corker and Cullen, and even Josh Brown, who had a very good start. May have been a bit quiet on Tuesday against Preston and had a few wayward shots, but he's been superb this season. But so has Nathan Teller. A lot of people were worried that he might be injured now for a few weeks. We have had the news that Darko Cherlanov is injured for a couple of months, but he's been more of a fringe player so far. He has looked good when he's come on, but well, it's just one of the things. But yeah, the good news is that Teller's not injured, and he offers something different. Bristol City, I do think they've got a very good forward line, so it would be silly of them just to sit back against us. So this could play into our hands a little bit. My worry against Bristol City is they do have a very good forward line, like I said, so they could probably hurt us a little bit, so we might concede a couple, but we might score a few as well. So look out for the one at the Turf Moor this weekend. I think it's going to be a lot of goals in it. If you're a betting man, get over 2.5 on, or girl, you're betting man or woman, get over 2.5 on. I think it's going to be an entertaining game at the Turf this weekend. Two teams that will attack, I think. I know we will, we definitely will. I think Bristol City will as well, because they've got a very, very good forward line. So I'm looking forward to this one. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways. We've proven that we're a difficult side to beat after losing only one game in 9. But we are struggling to just turn these draws into wins, which is what happened last season and why we ended up going down from the Premier League. We drew too many games. Ultimately we weren't good enough, of course we weren't, but we drew too many games, and I'm just hoping that, you know, we don't kind of fall into that trap. But look, it's 9 games in the season, it's a brand new team, a brand new squad, a brand new manager, a brand new playing ethos. So, you know, we kind of expected a slowish start, and it's not been that slow. You know, we're still not, I think we're 5th. I don't look at the table too much at this stage of the season, to be honest, but I think we're 5th. So, you know, it's been a decent start. So, you know, I'm happy with it so far, and hopefully we can kick on against Bristol City on Saturday.
So when it comes to North End so far this season, it's been a little bit of a mixed bag really with all the goalless draws that we've had. I think our strengths certainly lie in our defensive lineup. At this point in time, we've not really been conceding that many big chances, and we have had the solid foundations of a back line so far this season. You know, we're just coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Burnley. In that game, Burnley had plenty of the ball but didn't really craft out all too many clear-cut opportunities, and that has been what we've been good at so far this season. Weaknesses, we've been pretty limp in front of goal. That's not to say that we've not been creating chances, but we have been incredibly wasteful in the final third, which is frustrating. Our biggest threats, I'd probably say, come down the left-hand side, whether that's either Robbie Brady, who can whip in a good ball with his left foot, or Alvaro Fernandez, who we've got on loan from Manchester United, who has that ability to sort of take on a player and has that little bit of flair. So if we are going to get a goal, I'd expect it to come from some way in which down that left-hand side. But I am expecting a very tight game in this one. You guys, I think, have been probably the best side in the division so far this season. I think that even in those times where maybe you're not at your best, you still come up with big moments. Certainly applicable with that last-minute winner against Swansea in midweek. So I think this one's going to be a really tough game. I wouldn't be surprised if we are a little bit standoffish as we were in the Burnley game, and we'd be happy to sort of solidify another point in this game. And we have been the sort of draw experts of the Championship so far this season. So my heart says I can still snatch a point from this one. My head says I think you guys may just take it, you know, 1-0 or something like that. I do think it'll be a tight game though.
Hugely disappointing game from Hull City's perspective. You know, we started so brightly and injuries have really blighted us, but that team that was out there today was full of, you know, players that were instrumental at that start, like Siri and Tufan and Estepinian, and I just feel like maybe the system doesn't suit the players that we've got. We're very open, conceding goals for fun at the minute, and that's something we didn't do last season. And the more worrying thing is that, you know, you can kind of forgive conceding goals as long as you're scoring a lot, but we're not. In fact, we're kind of getting worse on that front, and creating chances is just poor, and you know, it's getting to the stage now where it's quite worrying. So looking ahead to Swansea, where we would normally be quite confident going into the game, we're not so much anymore. You know, it could be any score. We're conceding on average 3 a game at the minute, so if you're desperate for 3 points, then, you know, play your City.
Jonno, do you know what it's time for?
Could it be a bit of foreplay?
Bit of foreplay. We're going to take a look at 4 games, as you should do if you
One
download
last
the
time,
pitch football
by
app. Fuck off, Jonno. We're now with my sales pitch then, and you fucking jumped in on me.
I had to get in there quick, I forgot.
You never win one, so it's about time you enjoyed one, isn't it?
Yep.
But now, foreplay, get on the pitch football app. You can do Premier League, Championship, even the Champions League games on. I think they're in there sometimes.
I don't know.
Pick 4 fixtures, and there's prizes to be won every quarter. You can win signed shirts from famous players such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, to hang on your little wall. So there's prizes there to be won. But to play, all you do is get a pitch football app, pick 4 results, win, draw, home win, away win, whatever you want. And if you top that leaderboard at the end of the quarter, you can win some prizes. Top the leaderboard at the end of the season, and there's even bigger prizes. And it's
you will
free
be known
to play.
as the best at foreplay.
You'll be known as the best 4 player around. Anyway, it's less of a sales pitch and more of a waffle, this. Anyway, let's get into it. Anyway, I keep saying anyway. Anyway. Download the app. Play foreplay, free to play, no excuse. We're going to pick our 4 picks and go head to head against each other because that's what we do here.
Exactly.
Get in the comments and let us know who you think's going to win. First game, Burnley versus Bristol. Jonno.
Ooh. I'm going for a Burnley win.
Burnley win, you think?
I know Bristol's been playing well, but Burnley at home just have a bit too much for Bristol, I think.
I think Burnley have looked fucking bang average. And you know what? I'm going to go all out on this one. I was going to say draw, but fuck it, I'm going to go Bristol win.
Oh.
I am, yeah. I'm going to go Bristol 2-1 win.
Balmy.
We'll see. I'd just see it now we've talked about it. Burnley not looked great.
You've picked the worst ones I've noticed and all. It's like, you can pick any of these by the one foreplay. And
Yeah.
he picks the ones that are the hardest to pick from.
Exactly. It makes it more interesting. Norwich versus West Bromwich Albion.
I'm sticking to another home win.
Another home win.
I'm not rating West Brom at the moment, and Norwich are playing well, so...
I think Steve Bruce is going to get a draw away at Norwich. I think he's going to go up there, he's going to eat his kebab, he's going to set his team
You
up.
get some good odds on these results so
I
far.
know. I'm happy betting on 365 as well. But no.
I'll let you pick last 2 first.
I do. I think West Brom are going to go there. Steve Bruce will eat his kebab, he'll set his team up to spoil the game and they'll grab a draw. Hopefully, because it'll keep Norwich off our backs for a while. Middlesbrough, the struggling Middlesbrough versus Rotherham United. I am going to go for an away win. I want to go for Rotherham. Yeah, I think the misery will continue for Borough.
I think they'll be up shit creek if they don't get a result.
I think this will be nailing coffin for Wilder. As much as I hate to say it, because I like the bloke.
I think it'll be a draw though.
You reckon it'll be a draw?
Yeah, it'll be a draw.
Watford v Sunderland. Now on paper, I'd have Watford every day at this one, but they're in meltdown. Listen to their fans. They are going off as though they're in relegation zone. I don't understand it.
That's because they've been in Premier League for all these years and they think they have the right to be up there and welcome back down to Championship. It's not as easy as it used to be, you know.
I mean, Tony Mowbray. Why?
Little Tony.
Why is little Tony there? Win. Watford are going to win this one.
Alright, you're not changing your mind.
No, Watford are going to win this one. Little Tony's not got it in him to win at Watford.
Little Tony will win at Watford.
Do you reckon Little Tony's going to win at Watford?
Little Tony's going to win at Watford.
Fucking hell. Yeah, there are our predictions. Get down below. Let us know if you agree or disagree. Let us know your predictions for them 4 games. Even if you don't pick them 4, play yourself. Just get involved. Let us know who's the winner and who's the loser.
Like last time.
Once, Jonno.
That's irrelevant. I'm on a winning streak.
Now that team that's winning, like, scored a goal, consolation goal, and they're losing 5-4.
I've got little Tony behind me now.
Little Tony. Anyway, we've got a jam-packed Championship weekend coming up. Let's all enjoy it. Let's have a good one. I've been Johnny.
I've been Jonno.
Enjoy.
I should be like you, Mel.